Microsoft has given names to each cell. You can rename those cells or name a range of cells. For example, you can see that I'm in column F but row 13, so the cell that I've clicked on in the name box is F13. And I can click in another box and of course it updates to F9. I can click and drag a range of cells that it still defaults to the first cell that's selected in that range, which you can see it's highlighted in white, and then if I hit enter it goes to the next cell within the range that I selected, and I can name that range if I wanted to, which we'll go over in just a minute. So you can either use the name here, F8, to go to F8, or you can name it yourself, which will have two benefits that I'm going to show you. First of all, you can see I've got my commissions that I'd like to calculate over here for each of the employees. To do that, I need to take a number or a commission rate and multiply it by the total here, and my commission rates that I have is on the commission tab, and it's at 18%. Now the reason why I put that on a separate tab is because when I show my boss the quarter 3 tab, it looks nice and clean, and I don't have to show him all the tables that are doing the calculations. Keep them behind the scenes. So I can click in here and hit the equal sign and then choose this cell because I'm going to multiply that cell by, and the symbol for multiplication is asterisk, so I type that on the keyboard, and then it's on a worksheet, so I can go ahead and go over to the commissions worksheet, select the 18% here, and then hit enter, and it gives me my commission. Now instead of doing all that and trying to remember which cell it was in, or going to the commission worksheet and selecting it, there's something else you can do. I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and I'm going to go to the commission worksheet. According to Microsoft, the cell is E4. I'm going to rename that and call it the COM cell for commission rate. So up here, I'm going to click in the name box and type in COM and hit enter, and automatically it renamed this cell as COM. Now you can still use E4 in your formulas, or I can use COM and it'll still pull up and multiply it by this cell. Before I show you that, let's do one more. Let's go down to the quota here. And in fact, instead of just typing it up, which is the easiest in the name box, I can go under the Insert menu, down to Name, and go to Define, and ask what would be a good name for this cell. Automatically it gives me a suggestion that's called quota. The reason why is because Excel is thinking logically and it's looking at the label to the left of it, which is quota. So it says, I suggest quota. And you can see there's the COM, it's already in there. So if you do name a cell and you want to delete it, you can come here, highlight it, and delete it. But first I'm going to go ahead and click OK. So now I have two cells that are named, and again under the Insert menu, down to Name, to Define, and I can select either one and delete them. I'm going to close back out. Now here's some of the benefits. First of all, if I'm on another worksheet and I'm like, well, I want to go to that commission rate, which worksheet was that on? Well, I can go up here in the name box and you can see my list here. All I have to do is left click on it. Boom, it pulls me right to that worksheet, right to that cell. Also, aside from a hyperlink that you get, if I go back to the total quarter 3 worksheet here and I type in equals, now the cell just to the left is B6, and so it automatically highlights it once I type in the number, and then I do use my multiplier asterisk, and then all I have to do is remember the name of that cell, which was COM. I don't have to remember if it was C5 of sheet 12. Remember the cell, hit enter, it knows where to look, and it automatically pulls in my commission. Terrific. All I do is look up in the formula bar and realize it's being multiplied by the COM cell. If I forgot what the COM cell was, if it's the correct cell that I want to multiply by it, click on the drop down arrow and it takes you right to COM, and I go, yes, that's a commission rate of 18%. Now all we've done so far is name cells. Well, what about a range? I'm going to go over here to the bonus, and you can see I've got a bonus table, and if I wanted to I can select this range here for the bonuses, come up here and then type in bonus and then hit enter. Now when I click off in any cell and I go back and I select bonus, not only does it take me there, but it highlights the whole range there that I named as bonus, which will come in handy when I go back to my total worksheet when I start calculating bonuses with other functions, because again, I don't have to remember. Let's see, the bonus table was it began with D9 and it went over to E and down to E12. See, that's too confusing for me. It's a little bit more challenging for me than it is to remember that this is called bonus, and all I have to do is select the bonus from the list here. And then of course I can go back to my total worksheet here and then finish either by doing the same thing by clicking in the cell and figuring my formula out, equals, and then go to or click on the next cell that I want to multiply it by, times, COM, hit enter. Of course, after you get at least one formula done, you can always click and drag the autofill handle, the black cross, down, and it'll automatically fill in the rest for you. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, as soon as I upload a new video, you'll be notified instantly, and you can do that by coming over here and clicking on my face. You can also click here to support me, so for $2 a month, you can have access to over 2,700 training videos, all ad-free, and for a few bucks more, you can have access to my exercises, instructor notes, quizzes, certificate of completion, and a whole lot more.